she uses her little calling card when she calls you up.
Oh, yeah?
Or when she says goodbye.
What?
If God had meant for people to go nude, they would have been born that way. I thought that was good.
Do you know what her closing line is?
What?
Whatever else you do today, find somebody to get naked with. She's a wild woman. She is a wild woman.
Oh, dear. And I thought of one for you.
All right.
If you want to be popular, take both sides of a question.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
And that way you're saved, right?
Pretty well. Not that way. Everybody hates you.
Covers all the bases.
Everybody hates you that way.
Well, you hang in there.
You be sweet. Good to talk to you. Talk to you next year.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
WSB Radio.
Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning, Johnny. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
What a coincidence that you called. I just got a letter from Ed McMahon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You could already be a loser, huh?
Just this minute. Yeah. He's got my name on this thing.
Uh-huh.
It must have cost him $100 to send me this thing. It is full. Can you hear all that? It is full of all kind of goodies. It's got my winning number on there.
Well,
it says I can put Atlanta on the map if I win this $10 million.
Well, Ed's loaded.
Yeah.
One way or another.
I know. How you doing, John?
Pretty good. Well, I see where Jim Baker has a big New Year's Eve planned with a new girlfriend that he's found in prison.
Oh, really?
Buffet. Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
I think.
That's what he's going to do, all right.
And I guess you heard about Jane Pauley's last official act before she left the Today Show this morning.
Oh, what did she do?
She dressed up like Zsa Zsa Gabor, and then she slapped Deborah Norville.
It's true.
It is true.
Of course it's true.
Yeah. And I guess you heard about the earthquake in Washington, D.C. this morning.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it occurred when a congressman dropped his wallet.
Oh.
Well, I guess it's time for the last envelope of 1989.
All right, let's open her up.
The answer to the question is a water pick.
A water pick.
According to Erlene P. Bountiful, what's another name for the Crabapple Fire Department?
All right, John.
Well, have a happy new year and thanks for the call.
I've got my pleasure, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.
Bye. Take care of yourself. Let's talk to, this looks like Mama Justice. Hello, Mama.
It sure is.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. I just wanted to wish you Happy New Year.
Well, thank you.
You may or you may not be aware that I work in the legal community, and El Sleezo is one of my dearly beloved friends and co-workers.
Oh, you're a colleague of El Sleezo?
Oh, yes.
Well, that's good.
Among other people of that ilk.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I have come to a momentous decision this morning.
Tell me.
That you should be declared unlawful.
Well, it depends on what county you go into.
You are habit forming.
Well, good.
You are addictive.
I love it.
I have a brother who lives in Marietta who has just been an absolute jewel. Well, all his life, really, but primarily this past year we've had more than our share of ups and downs, it seems, and he's been a real rock for me, and as a thank you gesture, I had one of your tapes sent to him.
Good.
And he said he had laughed himself silly over that thing.
Oh, I'm glad.
And
That's
now
nice.
I'm going to have to go out and buy one for myself, so that...
Go get one. I appreciate it.
Lewis's tapes available in record stores and bookstores and so forth, his comedy.
Only in chiropractors' offices.
Well, I don't know. Some family got sort of cheated out somewhere by two of you being members of the same family. Somebody didn't get their fair share of the humor. And
You will find Lewis's tapes almost everywhere.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I'm not one to go buying things like that ordinarily, but the snippets they've been playing on the radio have just been absolutely hilarious, and I thought it would be kind of neat to get one to share.
They will be easy to find bookstores and gift shops and the like. You won't have a bit of trouble finding.
Well, I just wasn't sure how widely available they were.
Very widely available.
Okay, well, you have a good new year and keep up the good work.
Okay, my love.
Joy and pleasure to millions of people.
God love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. 50 degrees. Don't you love it? Rain on the way, 'cause I can see it on the radar, and the radar never lies. It is more accurate than Ted the Rooster. I know that's hard to believe, but it's an absolute fact. Our number 872-0.
I agree with that Castro, Ludlow. He said when they sent, you put him in an asylum.
Is that what Castro said?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
think that's what they ought to do with him myself.
Well, you put him in some kind of jail.
Yes, sir. Well, are you going to have a big New Year's, Ludlow?
I really am. I'm looking forward to it. Going to have some friends up in the mountains come visit with us, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I dread it myself.
Why?
I tell you, Ludlow, I come close to foundering myself Christmas Day on all this food.
Did you
Yes,
really?
My crabapple's done made up a big pot of cream of possum soup.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
One of your favorites.
Tell you something, Ludlow, I laid down that night, and my belly button was sticking out like a washpot leg. Yes, sir. I dread it myself.
I love it. Okay. Could I impose on you and get you to do something?
Yes, sir.
We have an awful lot of cat lovers out there, folks who love their cats, and we kid about cats and take on about them. But I happen to know that you have a piece of prose that you like to recite about cats and for cat lovers everywhere. Would you do that for us?
Oh, God, darn cats.
Would you do that for us?
Well, now, Ludlow, that takes about 5 minutes.
Go. That's all right.
Yes, sir. You want me to do it for you?
I sure do. I'd love it.
Well, now, the one absolutely unselfish friend that a man can have in this selfish world, the one that never deserts him, the one that never proves ungrateful or treacherous, is his cat. Yes, sir, Ludlow. A fellow's cat will stand by him in prosperity and poverty, in health or in sickness. He'll sleep on the cold ground where the winter winds blow and the snow drives fiercely, if only he can be by his master's side. He'll kiss the hand that has no food to offer, guards the sleep of his pauper master as if he were a prince. No matter if all other friends desert, well, that cat remains. If riches take wings and reputations fall to pieces, he's as constant in his love as the sun is in its journey through the heavens. If misfortune drives the master forth an outcast in the world, friendless and homeless, well, the noble cat has no higher privilege than to just be with him to guard against danger and help fight against his enemies. And when the last scene of all comes, death takes the master in its embrace, and his body is laid away in the cold ground. No matter if all other friends desert, there by the graveside will the noble cat be found, his head between his paws and his eyes sad, but open in alert watchfulness, faithful and true, even in death. If you can believe that, Ludlow.
See, all that's true.
I've got something else I want to say to you.
All that's true, Milton, unless you miss feeding him one time.
Yes, sir. You know what would happen if he was as big as you was?
He'd eat you.
Yes, sir, Ludlow.
Milton, I always enjoy it, buddy.
Well, you have a good one, Ludlow.
You do the same, and our best to Mark Crabapple.
Tell that Miss Diane I said to drive you home.
I'll do it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Take care of
I'll
yourself.
be talking to you.
Hang in there. Bye-bye. One and only Milton Crabapple. Gina, you're on WSB.
Hello there.
Hi there. How you doing?
Just fine. I gave you a call yesterday, and since you waived that 4-day rule, I thought I'd call you back and tell you that my Hornets thing has got a little better from Toys R Us.
Yeah, good.
I took your advice, and I finally got a hold of the manager, and after a pretty close to a cuss fight, he decided to see the way I saw it. And even though it took fighting back and forth, they did finally give me my money back.
Well, I'm glad that worked out, because I just knew if you could talk to the right person, that those are good folks, and they'd look after you.
Well, yeah, they didn't really appreciate, I don't think, me calling and telling you that I had a bad time at their store. But it got it done. It got them straightened out.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you, because that's a good place. You need to go there often, and you don't need to be fighting with them.
That's right. And Mr. Milton Crabapple, I have got to meet this man and tell him. My daddy had a mule for several different mules. He used to plow his fruit trees with them.
Yeah.
And I have got some mule tails that'll just bust your sides open, but they're just really too lengthy to get on to the radio and start telling them. But I have got to tell Mr. Crabapple these different little tales. I'm sure he'd be able to use them, but they're just hilarious animals. And
they are. They're funny.
They are. But I appreciate you, Ludlow, and thanks for letting me
Okay,
talk.
we thank you, my friend. You take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. John, you're on WSB.
Yeah, hi, Ludlow. How are you?
Fine, buddy. How's it going?
Pretty good. Did you have a good Christmas?
Wonderful Christmas, John.
Hey, listen, I don't mean to put this in a bad way. I really don't. And I was maybe, because Ludlow, you're better with words than anybody I've ever heard of. You know, you heard in the headline newspaper today that it was sent by a group that's trying to take revenge for Julie Love's murder.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, Ludlow. I am not happy that anybody, you know, whether they be a judge or an attorney or an NAACP worker, has been, you know, killed. But don't you think, and I know you do, Ludlow, that if our laws kept on the way they've been going on, that something like this was bound to happen? I mean, I'm not blaming any sect of people. I'm not blaming any color of people. But the laws have got to, this right here should be a hint and a half for your, not your, but, you know, for your butt, that something is wrong with our law when people feel that this is the only other alternative they have to fight a certain thing like this, and I'm going to hang up.
Well, wait a minute. Before you go, let me point out a couple things to you. How would you change it? See, that's the how would you change it? Would you do away with due process? What would you do?
All right, for example, I would have executed the all-day killer 17 years ago. The two men...
Are you saying without any appeals? That's what I want to know.
Ludlow, there's too many appeals in this country as it is. We got enough pills with oranges.
Well, I know what you're saying about the all days, and there's nobody on the face of the earth that feels any stronger.
Exactly, but don't you agree that something like this is bound to happen when the law is out of hand, when the law works for the criminal before it works for the victim? There's something like, I mean, I never knew the woman Julie Love, but I worked on that project of trying to find her.
Sure.
And even though I never knew her, when I found out that they found the remains of her body, Ludlow, I literally cried. And when they found the two men who did it...
Wait. The two men hadn't been tried yet. I mean, such a thing. I believe that we've got to try the guy we'll try, right?
Well, then go ahead and kill the one that confessed.
Listen, I feel your frustration, and I share it.
Love was a fine woman.
I'm sure. But let's do not throw out the baby with the baby. Sir, take care of yourself. Bye-bye. 52 degrees, 18 minutes after 12 o'clock at AM 750. WS. 1221, 52 degrees now. Let's get right back to a phone and talk to our friend Quick Henry. Hello, Henry.
Well, there's about 400 things came up while I was listening.
Always the way, Henry, always the way.
But let me get to what I called you for originally.
All right.
People who want to do business with the government. I have done some of that, and there's no big secret. You call the General Services Administration. They'll send you a card to fill out for what you want to get, and you'll be put on a mailing list. That's in Atlanta. Department of Defense has got an office in Memphis. Postal Service has auctions which they publish. I don't know whether you can get on a mailing list or not, but they're published in various papers. This is all what they call excess personal property, which can be pretty broad specification, but you won't buy tanks and artillery, you see.
Any money to be saved if people are interested in whatever they're selling?
No.
No bargains?
There's bargains, but you got to remember now, there's some really canny individuals who go to all these auctions. Limited time to remove the property once you bought it. They want green money. You got to have a warehouse to store it and a truck to haul it. In that way, it's not much of a bargain. You have to resell this stuff to make anything out of it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now, the Post Office Department sells vehicles. Oh, also these confiscated vehicles. There's drug stuff sold out of Cape Canaveral. Some facility down there. Most of it's done in that place. Yeah, every once in a while somebody buys 100 Jeeps at 50 cents a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they can build 4 out of that 100.
But you better have cash, and you better be ready to move them, right?
Yeah, and usually the quality or the conditions are rather poor because they've wore the things out, and they've gone through a process where they've offered it to other agencies and other internal people, internal government agencies. And the next stop on the way for these things after they try to sell it at auction is to give it to a school somewhere.
So let the buyer beware.
Yeah, but, I wouldn't pay $100. You can write your congressman and say, hey, how do I buy surplus property? You probably got a handout that's already been printed.
I'm sure. My man, as always, you have shed some light on our subject.
Let me make one observation as we go.
All right, do it.
As to my knowledge, there has never been 1 penny paid on the principal for the national debt. Now, what does that tell you? Not 1 penny on the principal.
Not good news.
Well, it's been going on since 19-something, so if you never paid anything on your credit card except the interest, where would you be, Ludlow?
Wherever it was, I wouldn't have a credit card. Henry, Happy New Year, buddy.
Right, bye-bye.
Take care of yourself. Bloody Mary, you've been holding on forever, my love.
Hi there.
I appreciate you hanging on so long. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good.
I just felt called upon to let you know what a wonderful and empathetic man you are. I can't even talk today. I've been eating liver mush from North Carolina.
All right. Well,
nobody but Tar Heels can appreciate that.
All right.
Clyde the drunk. I mean, your empathy comes out over the airways. It's just hanging there.
It's just nice when your friends are doing well.
Yeah. And when you really get your feelings in there about all of this tragedy, it's just wonderful.
I like it, and Clyde seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, he really does. He eats it up, and it's just wonderful that you feel so much with him. I can't express it, but the feeling's there, and everybody feels it.
Well, we're a close-knit crowd.
Yeah, we really are.
And since last time Clyde was sober was in mid-1973, he needs all the help he can get.
Oh, I don't know. He seems to be enjoying it.
He seems to be, yeah.
Well, I mess up a good thing.
What are you going to do on New Year's Eve, my love?
Well, somewhat similar to probably what you said you were going to do. We're going to bring in about I guess a couple $100 worth of booze and have some fist fights. Same thing we always do.
I don't have that. That's not what part of my plans.
Same old thing,
Yeah, all right. Well, listen, you have a great one.
Okay, you too. Love you.
I'll talk to you. Hang right in there.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Our number is 872-0750. If you're outside our toll-free dialing area, it is 1-800-WSB-TALK. It is our light and lively Friday, kind of catch as catch can, and we're waiting here to enjoy the pleasure of your company, and we'd like for you to bop along. Looking at the radar, it looks like there's some rain around town. And not as much of it was headed here from Alabama. Some of it went bye-bye as it crossed the state line. And speaking for myself alone, I'm tickled about that. We're going to be with you until 1 o'clock when it is time for Scott Slade to come in here, sitting in for Wes Minner, who's sitting in for Kathy, who is on vacation. Got that all straight? I'll send you a program. 872-0750, outside Atlanta's leader for news, weather, and traffic. It's 12:30. All right, welcome back, gang. At 12:33 now, let's talk to Harold. Harold, you're on WSB.
How you doing, Ludlow?
I'm doing good, buddy. How's it going?
All right. Well, I was listening to you yesterday, and the guy called in about the movie McClintock.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get one of my John Wayne books out last night, and I found all the information he needed.
Oh, good.
Well, it was released in 1963. It was produced by Michael Wayne with Batjack.
Okay.
It was distributed by United Artists. And I got all the stars, too, if you want them.
No, I think he probably memorized the movie.
Yeah.
But it was a Batjack production.
Yeah, it was Batjack.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that Michael was producing way back then.
I didn't either.
Well, hell, that's what, 26 years ago?
Yep. Yeah. But don't forget, he's not a kid anymore.
No, he's not a kid. Neither is Patrick.
No, that's true. That's true. I hope the gentleman is listening, and I hope that'll help him get a copy of it.
Well, I just wanted to say something. There's some people here at work listening. I had to say hi to multi-people in Riverdale, Georgia.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot, Ludlow.
Okay,
Have a
partner.
New Year.
Thank you. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Joe, you're on WSB. Joe?
Ludlow.
Yeah.
Haven't talked to you in a long time, Ludlow, but I listen to you a lot, and I enjoy your program.
Good to have you.
I thought I hesitated to call today because I thought some old Georgia fan had beat me to correct a little trivia you had on there a while ago. The young man that called in about Georgia going to the Rose Bowl in the early 40s, and they changed the game to North Carolina. That wasn't right. The year before, they changed it when Duke was supposed to play. But Georgia went at the end of the 1942 season, played January 1st, 43.
And they did.
I know they played in Los Angeles because I hitchhiked from Athens to Los Angeles to see the game.
You'll never forget that, then, will you?
I was on the freshman team that year, and I didn't make a trip. My roommate and I hitchhiked out there, and we had.
How long did that take you in 1942?
Oh, it took about 3 days. We beat the team out there. The team went on the train back in those days.
That's funny.
It took them about 4 days, and we beat them out there.
That's funny.
But of course, we had a lot better time than the team did.
I bet you did.
When we got there, Coach Bush let us stay with the team and eat with them, and we went to all the banquets and the movie studios and everything they did. But we didn't have a curfew. We could stay out. They had to come in at 10 o'clock at night, and we could stay out all night if we wanted. So we went to movie studios and nightclubs and places that they didn't even get to go to.
So that's a trip you'll never forget.
Oh, boy, yes, it's a real memory.
Yeah.
But that was, now, Duke, I think it was Duke played USC in 1941 season. And see, they played just about 3 weeks after Pearl Harbor. And that's what the real scare was.
Yeah, I know.
That was the year, and then Georgia went the next year.
They were afraid of putting that many people in that small an area with the Pearl Harbor attack still on everybody's mind.
Yeah, right. But Georgia was the next year, and they went ahead and had it out there.
Yeah. Joe, I'm glad you called. Cleared it up for us, buddy. We appreciate it.
Okay, glad to talk to you.
Take care of yourself.
All right, bye.
WSB Radio.
Now, coming to you directly from the BBC.
Yeah.
That's spotted by Ciro. Only driving funeral home in the South that absolutely know anything about.
Yeah.
That's the Ciro Greenburg.
Ciro, what a pleasure. How you doing?
And a good day to you, Porch. I'm doing just fine.
Well, I'm glad to hear from you always.
I'm happy, and just ready to boogie in the new year and all this kind of good stuff.
I bet you and the grief ladies are going to boogie till you sweat.
We're going to just boogie till we drop.
Are you going out somewhere?
Oh, no. I ain't. No. Not, if I go out somewhere, I'll have to drive home drunk.
Yeah, who all's going to be there?
Oh, well, we're going to have all three of the grief ladies. And, Bunny, Merlene, and Evelyn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's warming up. And you know how I can tell?
How?
Bunny took off her thermal bra.
Did she really?
Mm-hmm. So I can tell it's going to be warmer weather.
It is going to be warm.
But anyhow, Bernie, Merlene, and Evelyn's going to be here. And, of course, Guadalupe and Raymond.
Just all the gang.
Mm-hmm. And Percival, he's the one that does my flying, from Aero Barrel. And Percival's going to be here.
How about Harley?
And, sure, Harley. I wouldn't have anything without Harley Budd.
Certainly not.
And Harley's going to come over, and he's going to make sure everything stays straight. Well, Guadalupe and Raymond had gone down to Panama City trying to find Noriega.
Yeah.
And, they couldn't find him nowhere.
No, that's true.
Guadalupe said the only thing he seen down there was a bunch of half-naked women.
Well, they looked as far away as Destin, didn't they?
No, at least.
And didn't find a soul.
I think they come back this way towards Tallahassee, too. But on the way back, they run up through Alabama and got some fireworks.
Did they really?
Yeah, they bought about $450 worth of fireworks.
Ooh, a bunch of fireworks.
And so we went out putting them up on the roof. And
let me tell you something now. I don't think you can legally shoot fireworks in Forest Park.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, what am I going to do, Porch? I done bought $450 worth of fireworks.
I don't know.
Surely they'll let me shoot fireworks on New Year's Eve.
I tell you what I'd do.
Right.
I'd just go ahead and do it.
I think I will, because it seems to me like...
I mean, you got $450 worth, and you will be careful.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And, it's probably going to rain a little bit, so all the grass will be wet. I don't see where it could be any problem.
Just be careful, and just explain to the policemen when they come around that you already invested this and to get off your property and not bother you anymore.
That's right. Well, see, Guadalupe went up on top of the stack on the crematorium up there.
Yeah.
And he's got 23 Roman candles just stuck up around the top up there, and he got them all hooked up with a fuse.
Ready to roll.
And all he got to do is light it down at the bottom, and that thing's just going to whirl around and blow Roman candles everywhere.
I'm sure the police, just tell them that it's private property. It's none of their business to get out of your face.
I'll tell them. I'll tell them you told me.
And let me know. Don't tell them that. They need to get
my friend Porchy told me this was perfectly legal, and it wasn't a damn thing y'all could do about it.
Let me know how you make out.
All right, I'll be sure and tell them that.
I got to get out of here, Ciro.
All right, Porchy, y'all show enough, have a good New Year's, and don't burn the mountain down up there.
Everything gonna be quiet and calm at my mountain.
I know that's right.
You take care of yourself.
Your mortician, he understands. Ask for the body man. If Miller was out there, you tell him bye.
Well, I've already told him bye.
Okay, well, see you, Porchy.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I want to remind you that you're invited to spend New Year's Eve with the Atlanta Symphony. Driving Miss Daisy or Annie Get Your Gun. Find out more about the terrific New Year's Eve celebration at the Woodruff Memorial Arts Center. Call the box office at 892-2414. And that, Fun Seekers, is a reminder from the station that cares.
I got two questions.
All right.
The first one. Do you know how long it's been since they've raised fines for, like, speeding and DUIs and all those misdemeanor little things that people get charged with?
No, I don't.
Would that not be a good way of raising money if they raised those fines?
Well, the fines are pretty much left to the discretion of the judge, I think, aren't they? And don't they vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction?
But could they not raise them, like,
yeah, sure.
and get more money?
Sure, yeah. That'd be a way to do it.
For the counties?
Yeah, it'd be a way to do it.
I just thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, good. That sounds a lot better than a property tax increase.
Yeah.
Plus, it will keep...
We live in Gwinnett County.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was a good thing.
Y'all need any money out there?
Number two.
All right.
There's a little piece in the paper about this painting firm that put out flyers in Gwinnett County to have your numbers put on your curb.
Uh-huh.
These people did not pay postage.
Well, they left them in your mailbox?
Yeah, they were taped to the mailbox.
Uh-huh.
And they put them throughout county-wide.
Is that against the law or something?
Yes, it's very against the law. I worked for a firm, and we put flyers out, and we had to pay postage on it.
Ooh,
And these people did not pay postage. Somebody needs to look into that. That would be more money for the county.
Well, yeah. Plus, they could just sharpen up the county and cut the fat out of the budget. That'd help them too.
Yes. We were just sitting here trying to think of ways to lower our taxes.
All right. Now, listen, I wish you luck. Folks all over the country are joining you in that.
Okay. Thanks, Ludlow.
Glad you called.
Bye-bye.
WSB Radio.
Like, man, I've written a poem.
Hello, Jack.
Yeah, like...
I need to introduce you. This is Jack the Poet.
Jack Iliac, the poet laureate.
Jack, would you mind? We're going to be kind of pressed for time today, and we're not going to have time to play Happy Birthday. Would you mind if I gave the birthdays and then you dedicated your poem to all these folks having birthdays?
Hey, cool, man. Because I can do a birthday thing.
Can you? All right. Well, Mr. J.A. Birmingham is going to be 100 years old on Saturday. We wish Mr. Birmingham a happy birthday. Veda Timberlake, 38 years old on Saturday. Coach Dan over in East Cobb is having a birthday on Sunday. Margie Sutton is having a birthday on Saturday. Kevin Trahan is going to be 25 years old today or this weekend, perhaps. And Anna Cubeco is going to be 70. So do you have a birthday poem for all those folks, Jack?
Yeah. I tried to sell this to Hallmark, man.
Did it work?
No, but here it is.
Okay.
On this, your birthday, I have, like, one wish. That your mama won't serve you no bad catfish.
And Hallmark didn't buy that?
No.
They must have been out of their mind.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
They must have been out of their mind.
Yeah, but, coming up on the end of the year, and I've been working for about, I think, 6 months.
Yeah.
Was it 6 days?
Whatever.
No, I just wrote it, that's right.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I'll give you a couple of stanzas.
Yeah, do that.
I'm into stanzas.
I understand.
Yeah. The calendar pages flip of their own volition. Cowie. The days and weeks transition into the blackness of the void of another year. Replace your calendar without a tear. There is no sadness for the wackos. Sing Kawa. We'll all pile in a Volvo and chase away the multifarious drubs.
can I dig it? But I'm pretty choked up. I'm a little misty-eyed about that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of deep hidden meaning.
Well, it was certainly hidden from me. I want you to know that.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say this is the end of the year.
And not a minute too soon, Jack.
I got it.
I will talk to you next year.
Yeah, that's a good chance of that.
And good luck with the poetry.
Yeah.
Hang right in there.
Happy Hallmark.
Take care. Bye-bye. The one and only Jack the Poet. Let's talk to Pat. Pat, you're on WSB.
Hey, has anybody called in and told the story about the pigeons being stuffed down the pants yet?
No. Refresh my memory on that.
Okay, it's in the November 27th issue of Sports Illustrated, and I'll just read a couple paragraphs for it real quick.
Okay.
It says, let's see. John Styron of Baltimore called the police when he discovered that more than 24 of his prize homing pigeons were missing from their rooftop coops, which has been broken into. Officer Ronald Petit came over and drove Styron through the neighborhood to look for his birds. On Pennsylvania Avenue, Petit noted 25-year-old Thomas Waddell waddling down the sidewalk in oddly bulging pants. He stopped the car. As he approached Waddell, he saw him stuff a bird down his trousers. Petit arrested Waddell and asked him to remove the birds from his pants, whereupon he pulled out one pigeon and then another and then another. By the time he was through, he had plucked 21 live pigeons and 5 dead ones from his pants. Styron identified the birds as his, and Waddell was charged with grand theft, malicious destruction of property, and, of course, cruelty to animals.
An incredible story.
And there you have it.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. A wild, outrageous story. Let's talk to Forgiveness. Hello, Forgiveness. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi there. You're on the radio. Go right ahead.
Oh, is this Ludlow?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is Forgiveness.
Yes, sir.
And I haven't talked to you in a long time. And I've been living down Boca Raton Golf and Racket Club.
Yeah.
And been sailing the Caribbean and playing golf and riding old Shanghai up and down the beach.
The life of Riley.
The life of Riley. But the reason I called you is I forgive you for living up in the mountains during the spring and the fall.
Okay.
I think that's awful.
It is.
You ought to move back into the city during the wintertime.
It's tough.
I know it's tough.
Tough. It's not as tough as sailing the Caribbean, but it's tough.
Well, Ludlow, I want to wish you a Happy New Year.
Well, same to you, my friend.
I am. And family, all of the family.
Well, you take care of yourself. It's always a pleasure to hear from you.
Well, thank you very much, and same here.
Hang right in there.
Will do.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Forgiveness. No, I'm sorry. This is Louie. I'm all right today. Louie.
Yes.
Louis, how are you?
Not bad.
Good.
This is my first time calling, but I got an observation that I'd like to make, and then I got a question that I'd like to ask you.
Okay, Louis.
My observation is, it seems to me that with the United States, like with the troops around the Vatican embassy playing loud rock music, it seemed like to me that would be a more affront to the peoples in the Vatican embassy, because those supposed to be holy peoples. And it seemed like to me that would be a bigger affront to them than it would to be to Mr. Noriega,
I don't know who that's an affront to. I think it's beneath the dignity of the United States Army, and I think they ought to stop.
I do too. Now my question is, from what I was looking at, I think it was Nightline the other night, and this lawyer or someone, he said that the Bush been known about Noriega's involvement for drugs for 13 years, and I know here, if I know someone personally and know that they was involved with drugs for 13 years, and if I was able to stop them and didn't stop them, I believe that I probably could get charged with conspiracy. And if he's been pushing drugs for 13 years, who is going to pay the penalties for all the drugs? See, it comes from Noriega, so when it comes into the United States, there's someone from the United States allowing it to come in. So who's going to pay for that?
I think we have to realize just because the lawyer said it on Nightline doesn't make it the truth.
You don't think that is true?
No, sir.
Okay, do you agree that he was working for the CIA when Bush was in...
No, at one time early in his career, we know it's a matter of public record that he worked for the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to tell me that Bush was in league somehow with him to bring drugs into the country, then I can't.
No. I wouldn't. I'm not implying that, but I'm implying that I really truly believe that Bush had knowledge. I think that he had knowledge someone in his staff, they had knowledge of Noriega involvement in drugs and didn't do anything about it. Until now.
And what leads you to believe that?
Well, the main thing is only thing I can base my opinions on is like the newscast. Like I don't have a chance to look at any classified material, nothing like that. But I just base my opinion on the newscast, what I hear, and that is something that I've heard quite a few times that he has been involved with drugs for 13 years, and it was with the knowledge and the consent of the United States government.
Okay. Glad you called, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, you too.
Our number is 872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Look like the rain might not be as severe as we thought it was going to be. It's kind of moving off up north a little bit like, so we'll see. It's kind of getting smaller, too, some scattered showers around, but nothing of great impact. Our number, 872-0750, 1-800